not encouragement isn't the right word. Sort of is the right word. For dumb people to have way too many kids. Because in the place where I grew up, a little small town, having 3 or 4 babies and living off welfare is a career opportunity.
Yeah, it's an option.
It's a career, an option which a lot of people aspire to. I've actually heard people from my small town talking about how as soon as they have another baby, they'll be able to,
get that real dank government tax fund or whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's just so many of them. They've got 4 kids. They end up bringing home like $3,500 a month to take care of them and their 4 little kids. They feed them craft dinner, and they let them loose, or they play in their rooms with their video games all day, and they just sit around and smoke and smoke weed and just watch daytime TV and just sit and do nothing and watch daytime talk shows.
Yeah, watch Whoopsie Goldberg talk all about whatever the hell it is.
What's she talking about? Are these really the people that we want to be producing the next generation?
Yeah. It makes me think about this Kierkegaard. Or no, was it Kierkegaard?
There'll be a time when the best thing you can do for people is make things more difficult.
Yeah, where the people actually want difficulty.
Yeah.
He said something like...
I think that's why we're all cautiously optimistic, Because
yeah, well, it's like, things could go either way right now. It's like, we got it great, we've built some seriously great foundations, and if we keep trying to make things better in a sensible way, calculated, we could... Who knows what we could make happen for the better. Also, there's that other end of the teeter-totter that... it's just like a pit straight into oblivion.
Yep. That's a very, very dangerous thing. Because, another thing, too, is like the far left and the far right, and maybe some of them want it, I don't know, but they seem to act like we aren't the same species that's done this before. They act like we are not the exact same group of people that put people in gulags and concentration camps. Our society, our Canadian society, with the correct influences, could start genociding people.
It's done before.
Exactly. Yeah. We are not special.
Yeah.
It's our society and our culture that makes us special, not the individuals, not the people. Yeah. We are no different. And it
doesn't take a lot to head down the wrong way. Like you could just take a pinprick in the wrong direction, it's like it's like this society appears stable, but it's actually this just teetering house of cards that could just fucking completely crumble.
Because most people don't have the time or the energy or the effort to keep track of these things. Yeah. The vast majority of the population is just trying to live day to day and live their lives. They don't know what these radicals are doing behind the scenes until it happens to them.
Especially when it's mostly been taking place in academia.
Right?
If it wasn't for the internet, I wouldn't have any idea.
Exactly, neither would I.
And I was even, being a more left-leaning person, like inclined to jump on board in certain regards. Like there was definitely points in my life where I was heading in those ideological directions.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for I don't know what some fucking
I think
in us
like there like
away from
me and Taran both have had like a very very thankfully small handful of people in our lives, like because we both went to college together. There's just a small handful of our peers that like. I don't know about I can assume the same can be said for you, but like I think you probably know what I'm talking about. There was just a small handful of people who like really behaved in a certain really really specific, very like gated like closed off, like walls up, don't talk to me, you don't know kind of way. And for the long, like I always had like because those people just exist. Period. I know, but like it took being like continually exposed to it to be really like. I was able to articulate like, this is just not the way to behave.
Something about it felt weird.
Yeah,
I couldn't even say what it was.
It's cultish.
That's what I'm saying. And then so like and then obviously like things progressively get more regressive.
Yeah,
or progressive as they would say. And
want a glass of water? Or?
Yeah, sure, man. And you got people like Gad Sad or Lindsay Shepard or Camille Paglia or Peterson or like
Paglia is a great.
I fucking love her. She's such a
she's
great. Yeah,
she's
she's a
so
riot.
sick.
She's a riot.
Yeah,
She's literally the antithesis of an SJW because she's a lesbian. She considers herself a transgender man. Like she's literally like.
And she was on ground zero with the original feminist movement.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And
she has
she's
that
literally just
window.
like, fuck all you guys saying all this bullshit these days. It's bullshit.
Oh, she just doesn't leave any of it off the table.
No,
It's like, no,
that's-
I'm going to destroy you in less than 20 seconds in 500 ways.
Yeah.
Like, she's just so rapid fire. Her
Yeah.
neurons just...
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gotten
She's-
more like that over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when she used to talk slower when she was, but now she's just like so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just up the coffee or something.
Right.
Where's those psychomotor stimulants at, baby?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I feel good about it. Gen Z is going to do all right, I think.
Like my 10-year-old younger brother.
I think anyone that was born after 2000 is considered Gen Z.
Yeah, okay, that's him.
So
He's
that would be-
2001. He was
Yeah.
born like a couple of days after September 11 happened.
Yeah, well...
That actually made that made me strangely like retrospective. I was only 9 because he was a late baby for his school year. So like I say he's 10. I'm 10 years older than him, but like he's like, you know, I was 9, and then a couple months later I turned 10, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like you know, I was only a 9-year-old kid, and I was still like, you know, watch 9/11 happen, and our teachers were trying to explain it to us, and we were all just kind of like. You know, like
I was too young to have any idea what the
that's
hell
what I'm
that
saying.
meant.
Like
I was 8.
I had sneaking suspicions of just like how I guess not deep the rabbit hole went, but just like I was like, well, you know, at the end of the day, like this is some horse shit. No matter how.
9/11 changed everything.
Yeah.
Changed
the world.
Yeah.
Changed the world. You know what? You know who I blame for 9/11? I blame the. Yeah, I blame the homeless for sure. Definitely. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I blame the
You're reverse conspiracy theorist.
Well, it's quite possible that some of those hijackers just lived in caves. So
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
No, I think they were actually pretty much all pretty affluent Saudis, weren't they?
I imagine in order
They were all
to
Saudis.
put together a
Yeah.
plan like that, you'd have to have some.
Yeah, and
influence.
there was some there was some funding involved in that. But I looked at that and you know what my first thought was? How'd they get in the fucking cabins?
Yeah.
Why were they able to get into the how? Are you telling me for all these years, and we've known hijacking has been a thing?
Yeah, that wasn't the first hijacking.
That wasn't the first hijacking.
Yeah.
Nobody thought maybe a lock on the door or
Yeah.
something just between the pilots. Nice big heavy door that's you can't get
Yeah.
through,
Well, it's-
and a lock.
Yeah.
I mean, I got one on the front of my house.
Yeah.
It seems to keep the burglars out. If anybody wants to hijack my apartment and try and crash it into a building, feel fucking free. But
Yeah,
and
we
it's
got
just
the
and
latest.
that is an example of I think the stupid bureaucratic stuff. You know that people get so fixated on their little box and how they're supposed to do their job and think about their thing that nobody and we kind of have a culture in a lot of those governmental and business hierarchies where expressing a good idea or a smart idea can be a liability.
Yeah,
right? You're stepping on somebody's side, pointing out, hey, you're doing that wrong. Most of the time works against you.
Dude, if that idea gets illustrated, I've never seen it better, in Jocko Willick's podcast number 115 with Dakota Meyer. He is like a 21-year-old sniper guy in Afghanistan, and he got wrapped up in this brutal battle that lasted for 6 hours, and almost everyone in his team got absolutely slaughtered. And the amount of times that he was like trying to point out a loophole in a plan, and the higher ups are just like, shut up, know your place, you don't know what you're talking about. And like it literally resulted in his team getting slaughtered. He tells this whole story. He has a book. It's like devastatingly heartbreaking, and it's probably one of the most dramatic examples of what you're saying.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and like Anyways, listen, this has been sweet, but we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, no, we've been going for a while now.
Is it because of me?
No, just sheer.
No, we've it's been 2.5 hours almost.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
Well,
right
look,
about.
here's a little treat.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much.
I'm a shitty host,
Thank
by
you.
the way. I'm a really shitty host. I offered you half a cup of black coffee.
Someone
That's
said
something.
you could have a drink of water.
You had drink water. I offered water at the very
I was
end.
gonna sneak
As soon as
in
I
and
wanted
listen.
water.
I was gonna sneak and listen, but wow, that's the end of it. Woo, intense. I wish I had sneaked in and listened.
Oh, well, you'll be able to listen online. So there you go.
Yeah, it'll be online.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Michael, thanks so much, man. Do you want to plug anything? Do you got any social media on the go? Or
Oh, I'm running for mayor.
running for mayor.
I'm running. Okay,
I'll vote for you.
He's been
Okay.
talking about that for a while.
So this is basically the plan, and this is what I'm going to do is more of a social experiment than
Right.
anything else.
Right.
I don't actually expect that I'm going to win mayor, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a big sign. This goes back to the sign thing that you said. Make a big sign that says, "Running for mayor. Ask me anything
Yeah.
for YouTube." Big sign. I'm just going to sit on the park of.
For you too.
Sherry, we're recording.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. So big sign. Running for mayor. Come ask me anything. Recorded on being put on YouTube. Some variation of that. And I'm gonna have cameras set up, and just all day, people are gonna. Just anyone that comes up to me can talk to me, ask me about anything, and I'll record them all, and I'll put them all on YouTube. And the idea is, if a dude with no money, no backing, no nothing but a camera and a YouTube channel can get any traction, if I can get even 3% or 4% of people who have heard of me, who know me from my YouTube channel voting for me, that proves the theory that anybody can do it. Maybe I'd only get 2 or 3%, but maybe somebody else that would do a better job or do better than me, who knows,
Yeah.
could just literally take that. And I'd like to see if it does, if I do get any kind of traction from that, I'd like to see other people start doing the same thing in other cities.
Maybe
right?
you don't
Yeah.
even crack the 2 or 3%, but just you doing that leads to whoever the fuck trying to run for office actually trying to be more accountable for their own
because it's only a matter of time before we have a completely populist winner of a major election.
Yeah.
Literally somebody with no backers, no money, no nothing. PewDiePie has 30 or 53 million subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he did that with nothing but a video camera in his bedroom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we all kind of have no glass ceiling potentially, and if you can be smart, and take advantage of things properly. I mean,
Right?
it's yeah.
I think anyway. So it'll be a fun, and the worst case scenario, it'll just be a fun, interesting little
Yeah.
project to
Yeah.
work on. So
Gotta
running
have,
for mayor,
Gotta have something. Gotta have some grind.
well, little side project running for mayor. Everyone should try it once.
Yeah. And I think it reminds me of another point. It's I think more people should be trying to start their own business too, for sure. Just people are so mad about these big corporations having everything. It's start your own.
Yeah.
Well, that's
See what they had to struggle through.
That's
in the
one of my
beginning.
big advocations, though, for tearing down all those needless and pointless things that get in the way of somebody that just has a good idea.
Yeah.
The bureaucracy behind it.
Well, that's the thing we're always trying to negotiate. Is too much order is not good. Too much
little.
chaos is not good. It's there's a sweet spot we gotta have, and it's hard to maintain.
I'm a big fan of order as long as there's a utility. I guess we keep coming back to that where there's got to be a utility behind it. I mean,
Yeah.
if there's a hoop that I'm supposed to jump through in order to accomplish something, I can accept that as long as you can demonstrate that hoop had a purpose.
Yeah, it's not
right. It's not just
superfluous and
superfluous roadblock to throw in the way to try and shake people up.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay. So
Right on. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, guys, and
Yeah.
this has been 3 white straight men coming at you live. Very good podcast. Good
Yeah.
idea.
Right. Good.